So, welcome to lecture 5 on unit 4. Today's topic will start with divergence of a vector. So, to define divergence of a vector, let us take f, which is a continuously differentiable vector point function. I repeat, let f be any continuously differentiable vector point function. Then divergence of this function f, which is denoted by vector operator del dot f, is given by divergence f, which is nothing but vector operator dot product with this vector point function, that is I del f by del x plus j del f by del y plus k del f by del z. Now if this vector function f is, suppose, f1 I plus f2 j plus f3 k, then the divergence f, that is, will be given by I vector operator I del by del x plus j del by del y plus k del by del z, that is vector operator applied on f. What is f here? f1 I plus f2 j plus f3 k. So when you do the dot product of these two, what you get is del f1 by del x plus del f2 by del y plus del f3 by del z. So this is the value of your divergence f. That means when vector operator is applied on a vector point function, what you get is the divergence of that vector point function. Now you can see there is no ijk involved here. So what is this? This is a scalar quantity, isn't it? Dot product of two vectors is a scalar quantity. So divergence of a vector point function will give you a scalar quantity. Now what is the physical interpretation of divergence? Let's see. Now as you remember, what is grad phi? When the same vector operator, when we applied it on a scalar point function phi, it gave you the vector normal to the surface of phi. That was the meaning of grad of any scalar point function. Now the same vector operator when applied to a vector point function gives you divergence. Now to understand the physical interpretation or the meaning of divergence, let us consider the liquid flowing here. Suppose this is a pipe and some liquid is flowing from here. Now this liquid flow, you can understand every point you can define some velocity, right? So this is a vector field, right? So let us consider a rectangle here in this flowing liquid. Then every particle entering here, the liquid is flowing here, entering in this box and leaving with some rate of flow from here, right? So if you see this rectangle here, the liquid is flowing here in all the three directions, Vx, Vy, Vz, all the three directions the liquid is flowing from here. So the divergence can be defined as rate at which the fluid is originating per unit volume from this point. How it is entering, at what rate it is coming out from this particular point if we consider any rectangle here. So that is, if you can write it in the form, you can write it as rate at which fluid is originating per unit volume from a point, right? So the rate at which this fluid is originating from here, if it is entering in this box with some rate, and at what rate it is coming out at this point will define your divergence at this point. That is the value you are getting by divergence. Now here comes one more very important point, that is solenoidal vectors. Right? So you can define a solenoidal vector as a vector point function f is called solenoidal if divergence f bar is 0. That means if del dot f is equal to 0, then the vector f is said to be solenoidal. What is the meaning of this? Divergence becomes 0. That means the rate at which it is entering is equal to the rate at which it is coming out. That means there is no change in the rate of flow. That means this vector field becomes incompressible. You cannot compress this vector field, right? It is whatever rate it is coming out with the same field. There is no change in that. So that is called a solenoidal vector, right? Incompressible field also you can call that. That fluid is incompressible, right? Every point it is same. Now let us define one more very important concept, that is curl of a vector. So let's see what is curl of a vector. So let f be any continuously differentiable vector point function. Let us say f equal to f1i plus f2j plus f3k, then curl of this vector point function f is defined as vector operator when we do cross product with this vector gives you curl f. And what will be the meaning of this? What is this vector differential operator? I del by del x plus j del by del y plus k del by del z. Cross product with what is your f? F is f1i plus f2j plus f3k. And cross product of two vectors, how we define it? Easily you can define it by finding this determinant with I, j, k, and you have here del by del x, del by del y, del by del z, and here you have f1, f2, f3. So student, curl of a vector is nothing but when we do cross product of vector differential operator, this vector and the given vector point function f, right? So this will be a vector quantity only. So till now what you have seen is gradient of a scalar point function, then divergence of a vector point function, and curl of a vector point function. So the vector operator is same. When we do the dot product of this with the scalar point function, what you call it as? Grad of phi, which is what? Which is a vector. The same vector operator, when you do dot product with a vector point function, what you get? Divergence f, which is a scalar. And when you do the cross product of this, what you get? You get curl f, right? So vector operator is same. depends on the function on which you are applying it. If you are doing dot product with a scalar point function, you get a grad. If you do dot product with a vector point function, you get divergence, and if you do cross product with a vector point function, you get curl. Okay, so this is also a vector quantity, as I told you. So now, what is the meaning of curl? Physical interpretation or physical meaning of curl. So curl gives you, suppose any body is doing rotational motion, right? If there is any rotational motion, then curl defines the angular velocity of course of a rotating body. Right? So whenever there is a rotational motion, the curl will give you the angular velocity. Velocity is a vector, right? So the value of curl will always be a vector. So that vector curl will give you the angular velocity associated with that angular or circular motion. Whenever there is a rotational movement in a fluid, then the angular velocity you will get by the curl. Now here comes one more important thing, that is irrotational vector. Now as the name suggests, you can understand what is a irrotational vector. When there is no circular motion, when there is no rotation in the motion, it will become irrotational. That means if you can have a vector is irrotational if you have curl f is 0, that is del cross f is 0, then you said that that vector is irrotational. Irrotational means there is no rotational movement, angular velocity will be 0, right? So whenever you have 0 angular velocity, that means there is no rotation. Irrotational it becomes, then you will have obviously curl f will be 0, because curl is nothing but the measure of angular velocity in a rotating fluid. Now let's see a very simple problem, basic problem of finding divergence and curl. This is a given vector point function to you, and you have to find the divergence and curl at this point 2, -1, 1, right? 2, -1, 1. So given f is xyz I plus 3x square y j plus xz square minus y square z k. So let this be your f1, let this be your f2, and let this be your f3, right? Because how we define f equal to f1i plus f2j plus f3k. Then first let us find divergence of f. Divergence of f means del dot f, and you know its value is equal to del f1 by del x plus del f2 by del y plus del f3 by del z. So simply substitute the values, find del f1 by del x. So your divergence of f becomes del f1 by del x is nothing but your yz plus del f2 by del y is nothing but 3x square plus del f3 by del z is nothing but 2xz minus y square, right? Now you have to find this at this particular point 2, -1, -1. So the value of divergence of f at point 2 minus 1 1 is equal to, substitute the values, minus 1 into 1 plus 3 x square, plus substitute the values, that is 2 into 2 into 1 minus you have y square, that is here minus 1 square. So this gives you minus 1 plus 12 plus 4 minus 1, that is equal to 14. So your divergence f at point 2 minus 1 1 is equal to 14. Now let's find the curl of vector f, that is equal to del cross f, which is is I j k del by del x del by del y del by del z f1 f2 f3, right? You have to find the determinant by this cross product of two vectors. So now let us substitute these values of I. Let us put the values of f1 f2 f3. Your f1 is x y z, f2 is 3 x square y, and your f3 is x z square minus y square z, right? So let's find the determinant. So that is I into del by del y of this, that is del by del y of x z square minus y square z minus del by del z of 3x square y minus j del by del x of x z square minus y square z minus del by del z of x y z plus k del by del x of 3x square y minus del by del y of x y z. So I, let's check once again, I into del by del y of this minus del by del z of this minus j corresponding to j del by del x of this minus del by del z of this function plus k del by del x of this minus del by del y of this. So correct. Now let's solve this. So what we get is I del by del y of this gives you, this is 0, so minus 2yz minus this becomes a 0, there is no z there, minus j del by del x of this gives you only z square from this minus del by del z of this gives you xy plus k. Now see here what you get, del by del x of this gives you 6xy and del by del y of this gives you minus xz, right? So this is the value which you are getting for I, that is minus 2yz I minus z square minus xyj plus 6xy minus xz k. Now you have to find the value of curl f at point, that is curl f. You have to find this at the given point. What is the point? 2, comma minus 1 comma 1. Now let's substitute these values here. So what you get is minus 2 into minus 1 into 1 times of I minus z means 1 square minus 2 y is minus 1 j plus for k 6 into 2 into minus 1 minus 2 into 1 times of k. So what you get here is this becomes 2i, this becomes 1 plus 3, so minus 3j, and this becomes 12, this becomes minus, this becomes minus 12 minus 2 minus 14k. So your value of del cross f at given point 2 minus 1 1 is vector 2i minus 3j minus 14k. So this is the simple problem on solving how to find divergence and curl. In the next class we will continue with more problems on this.